President Buhari postpones Federal Executive Council and Police Council meetings. Federal government takes delivery of disaster risk reduction equipment from Japan. Lawmaker proposes bill to scrap mandatory national youth service. On business, CBN sets new capital base for payment firms. And in sports, General unveils 24 Eagles for Cameroon friendly. Details of these and more after this break. I am Charles Oporum. Now the news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the postponement of this week's meetings of the Federal Executive Council and that of the Police Council following the death of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Atahiru, and 10 other senior military officers and servicemen. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, disclosed this in a statement on Monday. The President has also directed that the Federal Executive Council meeting scheduled to hold on Wednesday, 26th of May 2021, be postponed to Wednesday, 2nd of June 2021. President Muhammadu Buhari urges all citizens to use this period of mourning to pray for the repose of the souls of the departed and strength for the family to bear the painful loss. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved ranching and revival of forest reserves across the country. The plan of action includes approved actionable plan of rehabilitating grazing reserves in the state, starting with those that are truly committed to the solution and compliant with specific requirements. The president also picked on the southern governors and described their recent decision to ban open grazing as illegal, saying it infringes on the constitutional right of Nigerians to move freely in any part of the country. Southern governors had at their summit in Asaba recently banned open grazing in the region to end the frequent clashes between farmers and herders and called for restructuring of the country. The president, in a release on Monday by his spokesman, Garba Shehu, expressed a resolve to address the conflicts of herders and farmers in a sustained and lasting manner that should lead to the emergence of a permanent solution to the frequent clashes between them. The statement claimed the president had approved a number of specific measures to bring a permanent end to the frequent conflict, as recommended by the Minister of Agriculture, Sabo Nanono, in a report he submitted and signed by the President in April. A member of the House of Representatives from Rivers State, Awaji Inombek Abiante, is proposing a bill to repeal the National Youth Service Corps Act. He noted that the NYSC was established to encourage and develop common ties among the Nigerian youth, promote national unity, as well as develop the youth and the country into a great and dynamic economy. The lawmaker, who represents Andoni Opobo Nkoro Federal Constituency, however, lamented that the program has failed to address the essence of its establishment after several decades. He decried that several reform efforts have also not yielded desired results, but have continued to be a drain on the nation's scarce resources and expose families to several nightmares and even the loss of loved ones after so much investment. Abiante stressed the need to call for the repeal of the law establishing the program on 9 grounds. He noted the incessant loss of lives of innocent corps members in some parts of the country to banditry, religious extremism, and ethnic violence, as well as the kidnapping of corps members at their places of primary assignment and on transit. Staying with Parliament, members of the House of Representatives Committee on Finance have faulted the National Health Insurance Scheme, or NHIS, for spending over 152 million naira on the purchase of face masks, hand sanitizers, and protective wears during the COVID-19 lockdown in 2020. The scheme also spent at least 2.48 million naira monthly on diesel to power its head office in Utako and the office annex in Wuse 2, both in Abuja. The committee had summoned some ministries, departments, and agencies to a hearing to interface with them on remittances into the government coffers. It explained that the hearing was to step up the revenue monitoring exercise in 2021 to shore up the national income in line with the constitutional mandate and standing orders of the House. Thereafter, the lawmakers raised questions on the expenditure and requested a response from the NHIS Executive Secretary, Professor Mohammed Sambo, who appeared before them with his team. In his defense, Sambo noted that the agency provided more items under its social corporate responsibility for some social workers on the front line, and the huge expenditure to the tunes of millions with respect to the COVID-19 items. He said as National Health Insurance Scheme, they are supposed to be a strategic purchasing agency by mandate. Chairman, Senate Ad Hoc Committee on the Review of the 1999 Constitution, Ovie Omo-Agege, says there is no allocation for constitution review on the 2021 budget. He disclosed this at a briefing on Monday in Abuja. Omo-Agege said the situation notwithstanding, the committee has sufficient funds to carry out the exercise, saying it was still operating its 2020 budget. He expressed optimism that funds will be voted for the exercise in the supplementary budget, expected to be transmitted to the National Assembly in no distant time. The committee has scheduled zonal public hearing in 12 states across the 6 geopolitical zones to commence on Wednesday this week. Coming up shortly after this break, ASUP vows to continue strike action. Stay with us, please.
Split seconds. There is a lot happening around us, but we can't be everywhere all the time. We've got work, families, and chores to cater to, and most importantly, time to rest. And that's why having reliable partner like KUFM News is important. Sleeping? We don't. We work round the clock, bringing you stories as they break from Nigeria and across the world. We would stop at nothing to keep you informed, because KUFM News is all about you and stories that affect you. Politics, business, human interests, sports, entertainment, just name it. We've got you covered. KUFM News. Timely, precise, spot on.
Welcome back. You're still on to News Dawn on 92.7 KUFM Benin City. The Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics, ASUP, has blamed the inability of the federal government to meet its demands fully for continuation of its 2-month-old strike. According to the union, the 15 billion naira infrastructure upgrade in the polytechnic sector has not been released despite federal government's pledge to do so. It vowed it would continue the industrial action until its demands were met by the federal government. National President of the Union, Anderson Ezibe, spoke at Akanibiam Federal Polytechnic, Uwana, Afibo, Ebonyi State, during the union's Congress. Ezibe, who accused the federal government of being insensitive to the plight of the union, boasted the government cannot implement the no work, no pay policy on the striking lecturers. The Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board, JAMB, has asked candidates sitting for its mock unified tertiary matriculation examination to reprint their examination slips. The board gave the directive in its weekly bulletin of the Office of the Registrar issued on Monday in Abuja. JAMB stated that candidates who had indicated interest to sit for the mock UTME and had earlier printed the examination slips were advised to reprint following the shift in examination dates. They explained that each slip contained candidates' details such as registration number and, most importantly, the center they were to sit for the examination within their chosen examination town. The board added that the slip also contained the expected time to be at the center. Elsewhere, the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, says its operatives arrested a member of a notorious child trafficking syndicate said to specialize in trafficking children for begging within the Federal Capital Territory. The agency, in a statement on Monday, named the arrested member of the notorious syndicate as 30-year-old Blessing Nina Eze. The statement issued by the agency's head press and public relations unit, Stella Nezan, said a total of 4 stolen children believed to be from different parents were also recovered from the suspect, and many other children still believed to be at large. The agency has also commenced a manhunt for one suspect named Mama Choma from Enugu State, said to be in possession of another 4 of the trafficked children. She is suspected to be the major supplier that specializes in bringing the children and distributing them to other members of the gang. Coming up in the moment on our business news, CBN sets new capital base for payment firms. Stay with us, please.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 600 billion, and the last kobo. Oh yes, we follow the money. It's all about the business and the business of business, the gains and the losses, the bulls and bears, the rise and falls, the risk and the satisfaction of seeing the last kobo rise to millions. On KUFM's Business News, the simple and complex jargons of business just make sense. Get the trending news on the morning market, forecast, investment opportunities, policy changes, and other breakout information on the ever-busy world of business. KU Business News, Monday to Friday on our news dawn, 6:30 to 7 a.m.
Over now to business, where the Central Bank of Nigeria has set new capital requirements for payment firms in the country. The CBN disclosed the capital requirements in a circular on Monday titled New License Requirements for the Payments System. The Apex Bank said to have a payment terminal service provider license, a firm was required to have 100 million naira shareholders' funds unimpaired by losses. It retained super agent's license at 50 million naira, switching and processing firm's license at 2 billion naira, mobile money operator's license at 2 billion naira, payment solution services at 250 million naira, and payment solution service provider at 100 million naira. The CBN specified a non-refundable application fee of 100,000 naira via the licensing fees. According to the capital requirements, the payment firms must have an escrow of refundable 2 billion naira into CBN PSP share capital deposit accounts. It stated that the deposit for escrow must be in full and must be made in the name of the company applying for the license, not an individual or related company. And that's it on business. Over now to sport, where Janet Raw unveils 24 Eagles for Cameroon friendly. Details after this break. Super Eagles technical advisor Janet Raw has selected Captain Ahmed Musa, Deputy Skipper William Ekong, and Enyiba Joe, John Noble, and Anayo Iwala among the 24 Super Eagles who will do battle with 5-time African champions Cameroon in a prestige friendly in Austria on Friday next week. The list also has goalkeepers Maduka Okoye and Francis Uzoho, defenders Ola Aino and Chidozie Awaziem, midfielders Wilfred Ndidi and Abdullahi Shehu, and forwards Victor Oshimen, Kelechi Ihanacho, Moses Simon, and Simi Nwankwo. Turkey-based former under-20 defender Valentine Ozonwafo, FC Midtjylland midfielder Frank Onyeka, and Lorient FC of Francis Terem Murphy are also included. Meanwhile, Joe Aribo of Glasgow Rangers, Almeria's Sadiq Umar, and Samuel Chukwueze, who plays for Villarreal, have been left out of the squad. Nigeria, who have won the Africa Cup of Nations 3 times, defeated the indomitable Lions 3-0 in a friendly game in Belgium in October 2015. And finally in sports, Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola says he could not care less that Antonio Mateo Lahoz will referee the Champions League final on Saturday despite his history with the official. Lahoz sent the Spaniard off in the Champions League quarter-final defeat against Liverpool in 2018. Leroy Sané's disallowed goal against the Reds sparked the clash at the Etihad Stadium that led to Guardiola being sent to the stands, and the same referee upset the City manager in the 2017 game with Monaco when Sergio Aguero was booked for diving. After the match, the former Barcelona trainer said the referee likes to be different. City faced Chelsea in Porto on Saturday, having lost twice against Thomas Tuchel's side in the last 6 weeks, including the FA Cup semi-final. And that's it on sports. And with that sports story, we come to the end of our package this morning. But before we leave, a quick recap of the headlines. President Buhari has postponed the Federal Executive Council and Police Council meetings. The federal government has taken delivery of disaster risk reduction equipment from Japan. And the lawmaker has proposed a bill to scrap the mandatory National Youth Service Corps. Do remember that the continued unity of Nigeria is a collective responsibility. Be sure to play your part. Do not forget you can listen to us anywhere in the world by visiting our website at www.kufm.net, or you can download our mobile app from the Google Play Store. We are also live on YouTube at KUFM Nigeria. KUFM News Dawn was produced by Nosahai Uwadiai. I am Charles Oporum saying thanks for listening and good morning.